Good morning. Let's do that once more. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's warm out. Anybody know? Woo! My name is Reverend Rosemary Morrison, and I have the pleasure and honor of serving this congregation. And together with Gordon Ritchie and Karen Mills, we have created this service for you, and I will be your service leader. So I'm excited to be here on a Chorealis Sunday. I get to sing, so that makes me happy, because singing makes me happy. And we'll do a lot of singing together as well. The Unitarian Church of Edmonton is a liberal religious multi-generational community. And we celebrate a rich mosaic of free-thinking, spiritual questing individuals joined in common support and action. Kat, there's a couple of chairs here and a couple there. If you don't mind being right at the front, or grab yourself a couple of other chairs if you'd rather be nearer the back. Yeah, that's probably been my choice too. Unless I have to be at the front, I don't really want to be. So we welcome diversity, we pursue the common good and work for justice. We believe in compassion of the individual heart, the warmth of community, and the search for meaning in our lives. We gather this morning on Treaty 6 territory, and we are blessed and honored to be on this land, this meeting place that has been here, that has been inhabited for thousands and thousands of years, as we too are stewards of this land, and we are very grateful to be here. So I have 4 announcements so if you have spoken to me or I have spoken to you about an announcement, I would invite you to come forward and do your announcement. And that will be all for this morning for announcements. So, all right, you're not going to line up over there. I was like, what are you doing?
Good morning. My name is Andrew Mills, and I have the pleasure of being the treasurer of this church. And so I have 2 announcements. The first one's really quick, and that is that we met our pledge goals this year. Thank you all very much. Thank you all very much. Of course, I set them a little lower, but that's fine. We did meet our goals, which is awesome. Second is also a fundraiser, and that is the garage sale. The garage sale will start receiving your donations and treasures, please, on the 19th, Saturday the 19th, any day from 10 till 3, except a Sunday, please. Sunday would be after church. So from the 19th to the 30th, we accept your treasures. We're looking for volunteers to come and help us set up tables, help us organize all the stuff that shows up, help us price things right from the 19th through to the 30th. And then we have 5 days of sale, 3 big sale days, and then some little minor sales that we're doing for ourselves and for some other people. It's great. But if you are available to work a shift or 2 for the garage sale, there is a sign-up sheet out in the lobby. Please fill in as many as you possibly can, and we'll see you there. Bye-bye.
Good morning. My name's Scott Harrison, and my mother, Barbara Forbes, passed away last week. Our mother, Barbara Forbes, passed away last week, and we're holding an extended coffee hour after the service today, and please come and attend. Thank you.
My name is Maria Odekirk, and I am speaking on behalf of the new Hospitality Committee, which is myself, my husband Clinton, and Sherry Verbicki. We are going to be holding a potluck lunch after service on April 20th, which is Easter Sunday. So if you don't have to rush home and prepare a feast for your family, please join us for a feast in-house. There are sign-up sheets on the membership table. We are looking for some help, of course, to make this happen. We need people to bring food. We will also need some people who are willing to help with setup and tear down. So if you can, please sign up. Thank you.
I think I'm the last one standing between you guys and the rest of the service, so I'll try to make it quick. My name is Brandy Muller-Reed. I am your casino coordinator, which is happening 2 weeks from tomorrow. So I am still looking for a few more positions. I have a cashier position for the Monday evening, April 21st, which is Easter Monday, or 2 count room. Thank you. Okay, come talk to me after. So I need 1 more count room now. Seeing all these smiling faces, I was hoping this would be and a couple of backups for each night. It's at the casino on Argyle Road, April 21st, 22nd is what I'm talking about, and it is our biggest fundraiser. So it brings in so much for the church. We get about $75,000, roughly, give or take, for the couple of years. So that goes a lot towards our capital expenditures towards the church. So it's definitely worthwhile. So if you can help out, please come see me after the service, and I'd love to sign you up. Thanks so much.
Once again, I'd like to point out how many wonderful things are going on in our congregation, and I hope that some of you can stay afterwards to be with Barbara Forbes' family as they share in some coffee and refreshments and fellowship. So as we begin our special hour this morning, a time to set aside some time to relax and renew yourselves, I invite you to quiet all the devices that you've brought along with you to make sure that they're turned off. So to begin, as we begin each and every one of our services, we will be blessed by a prelude by Chorealis, and once again, I get to sing with them this morning, so I am extremely happy and, in fact, jubilous and feeling exalted. Oh, they're going to sing Exultate, Jubilate. Only we're going to say it Jubilate, because that's correct.
Exultate,
let there be joy in our coming together this morning. Let there be truth heard in the words we speak and the songs that we sing. Let there be help and healing for our disharmony and our despair. Let there be silence for the voice within us and beyond us. Let there be joy in our coming together this morning. And those words are by Carl Seaburg. I'd like to invite Shirley Edgar up to light our chalice this morning. O Light of Life by Sam Trumbore is the reading. Thank you, Shirley, for agreeing to come and light our chalice this morning. I can help if you need, not to worry. O light of life, be kindled again in our hearts as we meet together this morning to celebrate the joy of human community, seeking a wholeness that extends beyond ourselves. Perfect. Thank you, Shirley. Hymn number 42, the tune will be quite familiar to many of you. Morning so fair to see. The words will be behind me, everyone, behind all of us here this morning. Please rise in body or in spirit as you are willing and able to sing hymn number 42, Morning so fair to see. Our first reading this morning is called Dispatches from a Nature Lover by Margaret Renkl. We are creatures built for joy. At the very saddest funerals, we hear a funny story about our lost beloved. And for goodness sakes, we laugh. We can stagger out of an appointment where a person in a white coat has given us the news that we think we cannot bear to hear, and still we smile at the baby in the checkout line, clapping her chubby hands at the balloons by the cash register, or kicking her feet in joy at a stranger's smile. This is who we are, the best of who we are. The world is burning and there is no time to put down the water buckets. For just an hour, put down the water buckets. Take your cue from the bluebirds who have no faith in the future, but who build the future nonetheless. Leaf by leaf, straw by straw, shaping them and turning them into a sheltering roundness perfectly fitted to the contours of the future they are making. Turn your face up to the sky. Listen. The world is shivering into possibility. The world is reminding us that this is what the world does best. New life, rebirth, the greenness that rises out of the ashes. I don't know about you, but this morning as I left my house, there's some ferns that have just been uncovered by the snow. And if the darn things aren't just weren't down there underneath the snow, just like with their little fronds, all happy, and they're just standing up straight. The snow went away, and they're like, yay! So there's still patches of snow, and I scour the earth quite carefully for the sign of a crocus bulb. So it's finally happening. The sun is beginning to let us know that it's not just a bright light in the sky. It actually brings warmth. Yesterday, I wandered around the zoo after a precious girl's 1-year birthday party, and what struck me the most was the number of animals that had found a patch of sun to bask in. Also, I noticed that the zebras were getting quite Twitter-pated. I, too, found a rock to sit on and turned my face up to the sun. I was overjoyed to feel its warmth on my skin. This month, we are diving into the concept of joy. That's probably a pretty easy one to do in April with everything turning green or verdant, as our last hymn said. And what I have been thinking about a lot these days is the quote from Khalil Gibran that I used in my reflection piece in the newsletter, from his famous piece, The Prophet. When you are joyous, look deep in your heart, and you shall find it is only that which has given you sorrow that is now giving you joy. And when you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight. Life is nothing but ebb and flow, give and take, joy and sorrow, yin and yang, as they say. The beautiful thing about life is that it is not just all one thing or the other. It's important to remember that when things are painful, it's not going to last. A way through shows up, a friend supports us, and we are able to handle the pain until it subsides. Or someone just says the right thing and helps us understand what to do next, what foot or what step to take to put out front. An emotion like joy doesn't live within us without wavering, changing, evolving, and giving way to other feelings. But here's an idea. When we're joyful, let's look and see what it is that is making us joyful, and let's do more of that. Perhaps looking for joy could even be a spiritual practice. When you're feeling joy, pay attention. Maybe even keep track. And then when you're wondering what to do with a moment or an afternoon or an evening or a weekend, you could try that activity again and see if it brings you joy again. Remember, though, that joy and sorrow are inextricably intertwined. As you seek out joy, you will probably find a little sorrow in there mixed up too. For me, the warmth of the sun is bringing me joy right now. However, I know in July, what am I going to be complaining about? It's going to be too hot for me, and I'm going to complain about the heat from the sun that is bringing me joy today and will bring me sorrow in July and August. As the days lengthen, the temperature rises and the spring bulbs pop out of the earth. And when that happens, my joy will increase because I planted 100 bulbs in the yard in the fall. Very excited about seeing what they're going to look like. May we all find joy as we move quickly into the delight that is spring. All right, let us sing again, hymn number 368. Now let us sing. Okay. The slides may or may not be completely accurate. Probably not. So who has sung this hymn before? 368. And it goes like the lower voices sing, now let us sing, and then the higher voices sing to the power of the faith within. Who knows this hymn besides the choir? Are you sure? Okay. Maybe we should sing it through once for them, should we? Sure. We just remain seated. We're going to learn this, and then we're going to sing it. So, Karen, do you want to help me from here? Oh, okay. All right. So lower voices, you're going to follow the basses, but you can just listen for the first time. Okay, let's go. Okay, so the lower voices sing, now let us sing. Sing, 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 now let us sing. That's all. But they're not, those words aren't up there, just the higher voices words are. So if you wish to sing with the basses, you're going to have to memorize, now let us sing. Or look at the hymnal if you have one. There's lots back there if you want one. Okay, now I invite you to rise in body or in spirit. And if you are a low voice, you'll go, now let us sing, or something like that. I am not a low voice. All right, let's go.
Good morning, everyone. Our community is self-governing and self-supporting. One of the privileges of our free church tradition is to provide all the financial support for our many ministries from among ourselves. Generosity, therefore, is one of the spiritual values we recognize as central to our personal and institutional well-being. In addition to supporting our church community, we also make a monthly commitment beyond our walls. One half of the identified cash that's received is given to an outside organization. For the month of April, we are sharing our abundance with an organization that I know is very dear in the hearts of many of our congregants here, Child Haven International. And as the offering is being collected, I'd like to tell you a little bit about Child Haven. Since the beginning of Child Haven, a concerted effort has been made to improve the lives of local women in India and Nepal. This objective is being accomplished primarily through the provisions of educational and occupational opportunities, legal aid, and direct employment. Approximately 80 disadvantaged women are currently receiving training in tailoring and computer science. Over 50 women in various parts of India have been trained as soy cow technicians. Literacy classes for village women have been of benefit to hundreds of women thus far. As a direct result of Child Haven's presence in India, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Tibet, employment has been created for over 70 women at this time. Child Haven employs women as managers, teachers, caregivers, cooks, office staff, matrons, and healthcare practitioners. If you wish to receive a tax receipt for your gift, you can use the donation envelope found on the table at the back of the sanctuary. Please provide your contact information on the envelope so that we can send you a tax receipt at year end. Many of our members and friends give monthly or annually through automatic withdrawals for their accounts, and for that, we too are very grateful. For those of you online, we encourage you to go to the Child Haven website to make a donation. And so we thank you for your generosity and your support. With our time, our talents, and our money, we support the work of this community and the Unitarian Universalist tradition. So as I receive the offering this morning, let us remain seated and join in singing From You I Receive.
One of the beautiful things we do together to create community is we light candles of joy and or concern, celebration, delight, sadness, bad news, heavy hearts, all of these human experiences we bring with us each and every time we gather. For what are we but humans with a whole bunch of emotions inside of our bodies? Somebody says that, and a lot of water. Somebody once said it's kind of like we're cucumbers with chemicals, which I thought was quite accurate, because we are always awash in these emotions, including joy. But we come together on Sunday mornings and we share those things with our friends and new acquaintances before the church service and after the church service. And here during the church service, we have a way of manifesting that. So I invite you to light candles of joy or concern, celebration or sadness, things that you hold in your hearts. I invite you now. The tables are ready. The candles are there for you. And as we listen to the dying refrain of that beautiful hymn, Brandy will light one more candle for all those joys and concerns that we hold in our hearts. And now we will have a musical response by Chorealis.
We have a responsive reading for you this morning. For those of you with hymn books, namely all these lovely people behind me, turn to number 445 in the back of your hardcover hymn books. The text will be coming up on the screen behind me. For those of you online, the text should be coming up on your screen as well. I'd like to read the bold font and invite you to join with me and reading the italicized text. This is The Womb of Stars, written by Joy Atkinson, number 445. The womb of stars embraces us. Remnants of their fiery furnaces pulse through our veins.
We are the stars, the dust of explosions cast across space.
We are of the earth. We breathe and live in the breath of ancient planets and beasts.
Their cells nourish the soil. We build our communities on their harvests of gifts.
Our fingers trace the curves carved in clay and stone by forebears unknown to us.
We are part of the great circle of humanity, gathered around the fire, the hearth, the altar.
We gather anew this day to celebrate our common heritage.
May we recall in gratitude all that has given us birth.
May it be so. Blessed be.
So it's hard not to be joyful, I think, when you have a reading like that that reminds us that we're part of the universe and the stars, and when it's so sunny and blue and beautiful out. But I'm going to take a little bit of a different lens, still on joy. But I've been doing some thinking about how our UU faith and joy intertwine, and this is what I've come up with for me. So in our Unitarian Universalist tradition, we affirm the inherent worth and dignity of every person, and we celebrate the interconnected web of all existence. And it's that connection, that understanding of our shared humanity in the world, that I think is a fertile ground for joy. To me, it says that we don't believe that joy is a fleeting emotion, but it's a fundamental aspect of being. It's a pulse that resides within each of us. Joy, I don't think, is always a boisterous celebration. I think it's more of that deep, abiding sense of well-being that permeates our lives, maybe even when we're not conscious of it. It's the quiet confidence and that sense of wonder and awe that comes from knowing we're connected to something bigger than ourselves. It's that subtle hum of gratitude that resonates within us when we appreciate the simple gifts of existence. So for me, spring is a powerful reminder and a symbol of this ever-present joy. Across many faiths, we see celebrations that echo the sentiment of rebirth and renewal. In March, Hindus celebrated Holi, the festival of colors, which symbolizes the triumph of good over evil, of light over darkness. Pagans celebrated Ostara, celebrating the arrival of spring and the balancing of light and darkness. This month, in the Jewish tradition, they're celebrating Passover, that celebrates liberation and new beginnings after a time of hardship, and the Christian celebration of Easter, marking resurrection and hope, also speaks to that transition from dark to light, that sorrow to joy that Reverend Rosemary was talking about. And even the secular observation of the vernal equinox, I think that simple acknowledgement of Earth's cyclical return to warmth and light reflects the universal human experience of finding joy in renewal. I especially like that concept of the cycle, of the circle of things. So in our last reading, it talked about, we're the circle around the campfire, we're the circle of storytellers, we're the cycle of the seasons. And that, I think for me, really ties in that concept of joy being linked with light and dark. That joy and sorrow are intertwined, that there's always an ebb and flow. And sometimes there's more joy and sometimes less. But joy is always there, quietly waiting for us to discover it. And in my experience, the more I look for it, the more I find. I've also found that the more I give away, the more I get. And, I read this wonderful passage in a book last night, Medicine Man by Richard Wagamese. If you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend it. But one of the characters was talking about a woman who came into his life that he really loved, and then that relationship broke up. But he said, I owe her. Because before I met her, I was just, wandering through my life on recollection, which I just thought that was such a beautiful phrase, wandering through my life on recollection. And it wasn't until she came and showed me joy and taught me how to look at things again that I woke up. That to me says it all. And that giving of the joy it's not selfish, it's actually, I think, self-sustaining. It's a recognition that our joy is interconnected with the joy of others. And when we give another person joy, we create space for more joy to flourish within ourselves. It's as simple as sharing a smile and getting a smile back in return. It's that feeling of warmth that comes from helping someone else. It's the shared laughter that fills a room and creates that sense of connection and belonging. So let's remember that we're interconnected, that our joy is intertwined with the joy of others. Let's embrace spring that is always within us, our potential for renewal, the promise of light after darkness. And may we find joy in our shared humanity, and may we be the source of joy for others. Blessed be. Actually, let's be joyful and sing together. So we are going to sing hymn number 395, Sing and Rejoice. Now, I was talking to the choir this morning, and originally Reverend Rosemary was going to introduce this hymn, but she's sitting, I'm already standing, so I'll do it. I was saying that she was going to be more benevolent than I would be if I'd introduced this hymn, because I usually have people pick which voice they're going to sing, and then have to stand when you're singing and sit when you're not. So if you have not had enough exercise in your day yet, you're welcome to do that. If you... Oh, that's the wrong hymn. Shoot. Well, never mind. Now you'll get to really see if Reverend Rosemary is nicer than I am. This is going to be Sing and Rejoice. This is a round that we'll do. We'll sing it through together twice, and then we're going to have this side start and this side come in. I'll signal you when to come in, and we'll sing it through as a round twice. Here we go. Now I'd like to invite you into a time of meditation. So if you can sit in a way that's comfortable for you, sometimes having both feet solid on the ground helps. If you're sitting in a chair, feel the support behind your back. Feel openness in your chest. If you're at home, or even if you're here and want to lay on the floor, do that. But feel where you're supported. Feel where you're open. We'll have some words for you to reflect on, a moment of silence, and then a piece by Chorealis. I will lift up my voice and sing, whatever may befall me. I will still follow the light which kindles song. I will listen to the music arising out of grief and joy alike. I will not deny my voice to the song. For in the depth of winter, song, like a bud peeping through the dry crust of earth, brings back memory and creates anew the hope and anticipation of spring out of a world that seems barren of hope. Sing decries beauty in the shapes of leafless trees, lifts our eyes to distant mountain peaks, which, even if we see them not, remind us that they are there, waiting. Out of the destruction of dear hopes, out of the agony of heartache, song rises once more to whisper to us that even this is but the stage setting for a new beginning, and that we shall yet take the pieces of our hearts and put them together in a pattern of deeper, truer lights and shades. I will lift up my song and sing, for in singing I myself am renewed, and the darkness of night is touched by the promise of a new dawn, for light shall come again.
Okay, now we're going to sing Alleluia, Alleluia. Hymn 367. The words will appear behind me. And if I was 10 years younger, I might suggest that we do the up and down thing. But I now have knees that don't like that. So I shall take mercy upon you. So the lower voices sing the Alleluia, 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 and the higher voices sing and rejoice. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay, perfect. Okay, so please rise in body or in spirit to sing our closing hymn, Alleluia, Alleluia. Are we ready? Oh, how many times? 10? 5? No. 3. Okay, we're going to settle on 3. Because I'm like, we gotta sing this faster, at least once, really fast. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. That speed. Are you ready? Because it's really fun. Okay? Can we do it? All right, ready, go. Please have a seat. Okay, so that was 4. We did it 4 times. And before we extinguish our chalice, I would like to thank each and every one of you for being here in person and for all of those that are joining us online. Know that you are with us and are welcome. You know, some congregations, and only do this if you're really comfortable doing it, once in the service, everybody turns around and waves to the people online. So if you are comfortable doing that, please turn. No, they can't see your face, Lyndon. You got to turn your face around. Yeah, turn your face around. All of the people. Yeah, there we go. We hope you feel included and welcome and wanted, whether you are here with us online or here in person. I'd also like to thank everyone that contributed to making this service happen. You, of course, that brought your enthusiasm and your joy and your voices this morning, and those in the tech crew. And I want to thank Gordon and Karen. It was such a delight to plan this service with them. And so I'd like to invite Shirley Edgar up to extinguish our chalice, using the words of Chris Rothbauer. Thank you, Shirley. May our lives be reflections of the beauty, peace, and joy that is possible in the world. And may the love we find in this place sustain us as we go our separate ways. Our chalice is extinguished. Chorealis is going to sing you out with Tuembe, a joyful and joyous anthem. Thank you, Shirley. Okay, here we go. And so after the postlude Tuembe, we will sing our linking song, Carry the Flame. This lovely service. I invite you to stand and join hands if you choose to and sing Carry the Flame. And then after we have grab a bite to eat and a drink, those that wish to and are staying, we will gather back here for some conversation with Barb Ford's family. Okay.